Danzy, and Coach Fuller is along with us as well. We have a special guest today, Amarri Tice, who wore number 2 for the Newburgh Free Academy Goldbacks. Had a fabulous season this year. He's 6'6" junior. They said forward in the research I did, but I think he's more of a guard/forward. He can handle that rock. He can push it. He can play ball. This season, he averaged 14.4 points, 6.4 rebounds, 68 steals, 26 blocks. He knocked down 44 three-pointers. That's from the information I got. So if I'm wrong on something, please excuse me. Also, he was 6th All New York State on the Class AA. The guy's putting in work, like I said. First team Varsity 845. I guess that's a little publication up there that does high school sports. And he was Section 9 BCANY All-Star. So this guy here, we got Amarri Tice. Amarri, I'm asking you a quick question real quick. Why did you choose number 2? Was it because a senior took your number you really wanted?
Nah. It's just a childhood number that I always wore. Like, I even wore it when I was younger and played football.
Okay.
But I always wanted to wear it.
Oh, nice. All right, so tell me that goes right to my first question. When did you first pick up a basketball? What age was that?
Well, I started football first when I was 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I turned 6, I had played on my first AAU team.
Oh.
So, like, I always played with a basketball when I was younger, but, like, I started on an actual team, football first, and then when I turned 6, I played my first AAU team.
Okay, that's my next question. What was the name of your first organized team you played on? Your first organized team?
Newburgh Panthers.
Newburgh Panthers.
Panthers.
Now, how was that team for you, man? Why was the coach? You remember the coach's name? How some of the teammates you had? Are they still with you now at the high school level?
It was actually a big team. It was a big team, and then it's like 2 teams since there were so many kids.
Oh, wow.
We had they still play now. I don't think anybody on that team was on the school team.
Oh, okay.
But it's around here that played. But it was a good team.
Yeah, it's good to hear. Now, at what point did you realize that basketball is a sport that you can really thrive at?
Honestly, not too long ago. I didn't really think I would get that far in ball until like probably 8th grade, because that's when everybody started telling me, "Oh, you're really good. Oh, you have a future," all that. And then that's when I started taking it even more serious, getting in the gym, all that.
Oh, okay, Coach.
So let me ask you, which one is your favorite out of the 2 sports?
Basketball, actually.
Wow, interesting. So when I saw you play, you seemed to play with a very quiet-like passion. Is that attributed more to your personality, contributed to the coach?
Nah, I think that's just how I am. Like, I'm not really like, there's times where I'll probably like get into the game, where I'm just quiet and just play. It's just something I do,
Okay. Talk to me about, like, because when I saw you playing, it was like a quiet passion. Wasn't going very all bugging out or whatever. You was just very intense. But talk to me about your game preparation and your mental state when you come into the game, and how you being a team player with your teammates as well.
Before games, we in the locker room, and then we play music, get in the zone, and then when it gets closer to game, we all just sit and I was like, "Oh, be quiet and just talk to yourself, get ready for the game, think about the things that you have to do, things to contribute to the team." Coach comes in, talks to us, and then we have a serious warm-up so that we can break a sweat and get ready for the game.
Now, one of the things that I noticed also as well is that you're poised. Are you accustomed to letting the game come to you? Is that something that you develop over time? Or how do you pick spots to assert yourself and then know when those stays? Is that something that you do a lot on your own? You attribute it to the coach, combination? Give me your thoughts.
But last year I played varsity too, so like I used to force a lot of things that weren't really coming to me. So this year, actually, my football coach helped me too. He told me to just be patient, let stuff come to me, and I learned to just go with the flow, play through the game.
Now talk to me. My co-host would love this question because he's always talking about one sport transfer. Talk to me about how football and basketball kind of interchange with one another for you, and you benefit from utilizing each one in each sport.
Well, football, definitely the toughness. Since I play football, I have to be tough, and it'll translate over to basketball. We're probably in the paint, or I can toughen up in the paint. And I learned how to handle adversity. I used to get mad at myself a lot. And football, there's always a big crowd. So I learned to play through the crowd, not worried about what the crowd says. And I just learned adversity. And it just helped me in basketball because, like, the crowd, like, with heckling fans, all that, I learned to just tune them out and just play my game.
Real quick before I turn over the next question to Coach, speaking of, you used to force things and be tough, on yourself and different things of that nature. Talk to me about some of the challenges, coming into your own as a young man and different things of that nature. Talk to me about some of the challenges that you faced.
Well, the biggest challenge I faced last year was a league game. We were home. We were down by 2. And with like 1 second left, I shot a half-court shot, and I got fouled, right? So I get 3 shots, right? So I go to the free throw line, like the crowd is just yelling. So I'm just like.
And got down by how many? Down by how many again?
We were down by 2.
Okay.
So crowd heckling. Well, not heckling. The crowd was like all loud because they all were shocked. They were shocked. And I'm just like in that position before. So, I'm nervous. So I missed 2, meaning the game was over. So after that, so I was in the gym working. And then I ended up having probably the best free throw percentage on the team this year because that's all I really been working on. Because I was like, oh, it can't happen again. Helped me to where I am today, Yeah,
that's awesome. That's an awesome story right there. We was waiting for the climax of you going there saying, yeah, I'm down, or I missed the first one, and then I knocked the second. You said, no, I missed 2, we lost.
I missed both.
But it's a good story about how adversity and overcoming it, and then it could to something else. So that's why it's a good thing not to always look at things as a bad thing, and that's what you took there from it. Well, go ahead, Coach.
Yeah. Before we move on, though, I want to talk to us about your family, your mother, your father, how they influenced you, and how they, encourage you to be successful in the classroom and in the playing field or the basketball court. And who gave you the most genetic ability to do what you do? You are 6'6". You got it from somebody, your mother, your father.
Well,
who helped you with your ball game?
Well, my mom, she's like everybody's mother plays a big part in their life. She's always there. She wastes gas, her time to bring me to gyms. She's just always there. And my dad, he's a personal trainer, so he helps me stay in shape, get stronger. And I have a lot of uncles, family friends and uncles who played professional ball. Like I have a cousin right now that's playing overseas. And I have a family friend. He entered the draft in 2004, so he has a lot of schools and stuff. So he helps me a lot. But mostly my mom, man. Like she's just a wonderful woman.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's right. Your mom's is your best friend. Remember that. Your mom's is your best friend.
Yeah, man. That's important. I like to hear that. We're going to transition now. I did have some questions about the other stuff, but I'm going to transition. Like you said before, you mentioned on your own stuff that you play football, and I noticed you play quarterback for the Go-Backs. So talk to me about how that position helps you in basketball. As usually the quarterback is usually the point guard, but you need to be a point forward out there sometimes the way you play on that basketball court, man.
Yeah.
Talk to us about it.
Well, playing. I started when I was younger, I never played quarterback. I was either a wideout or back also. But 8th grade, we had a freshman team, and no one else could play quarterback. So I stepped up. I was like, oh, I can do it. And so I ended up playing quarterback. I thought it was going to be that for that 1 year, but then it just led to something else. And then next thing you know, I'm the starting quarterback for the varsity team. And that helped me a lot because I had to learn to be a leader. I had to learn to lead the team because the quarterback has to lead the team, get everybody in the right spot, all that. So I had to be a leader. And then that helped me in basketball. I had to, I was a returner, so I had to be a leader to the other cats, you know?
Yeah. So talk to me about that last season of football. What was any stats that stand out? Any particular performance against the team that you went against that stands out in your mind real quick?
Well, last year I was a backup for because there was the senior quarterback. I was a backup, so I was like looking at the game, looking at things I could learn for next year when I'm a starter. And then this year, last year, everybody just wanted to just come at us, man, because we ended the regular season undefeated. So like we're just Newburgh. We won the section. We won the section title. So everybody was coming at us, and we had played against Middletown. That was probably the game of the year. That game was like packed. Like it was so packed, and we won through a game-winning touchdown pass, and we ended up winning that game. And then on senior night, I threw 3 touchdowns in one half. I just sat the second half and didn't play again.
Wow. All right, so how does that affect your training with basketball? You know, with football season, you're not putting, or you may be putting up shots still, but it's limited than what you do off season or during in season. So how do you fit your father being a personal trainer? I'm pretty sure he can help you out and walk you through that type of process. But talk about how, you know, you got to let your body rest as well, transition between sport. Do you give yourself time to relax like a week before you start basketball? How's that? Talk about the whole process of being a 2-sport athlete.
All right, so first is usually the football season, right? So football, and then we play the season, and then I actually go straight to basketball as soon as the season is up. But even during the football season, I still get shots up, but I don't work myself as hard, so I won't overwork my body. But I still get work in, so I won't be behind as he comes. And then at the end of basketball season, I still hit the gym a lot, but I don't lift as much as I would during football, so I won't overwork my body, like you said. Okay. Yeah, after basketball, I take probably a week break, and then I go straight. Like even during basketball, sometimes I throw the ball so I can like keep my arm in shape, keep it and stuff like that. And then it's not as bad as it's not bad like as people think it is, but it actually helps me a lot actually.
Yeah, that it does. Now, before I transition to the next question, throw it over to Coach. You sound like a very intelligent young man. You know what I mean? Like you probably could do anything you really want to do academically. Talk to us about your academics, man, and what do you want to probably pursue in college?
Well, I had the AA clearinghouse a couple months ago, so I'm not saying 9th grade and 10th grade was bad, but it could have been better. If I had to talk earlier, I would have took it more serious. I knew, like, I had good grades in 9th and 10th grade, but they could have been better. So right now, I think I have a 3.3 GPA or 3.2, 3.3, but I think it could have been way better. But it's not a bad GPA.
No, it's not.
I think it could have been better. You know?
Yeah. You got some demands that you put on yourself, so that's real good, man. You gotta thanks to your parents, man. You got good head on your shoulders, and you yourself. You want to do good for yourself, and that says a lot about you, man. Really.
Yeah.
One thing I noticed is that you don't have a lot of times. This is what as far as when it comes to somebody being a dunker and will they dunk on somebody, is will they change their position once they get in the air to dunk when they see somebody else start, or will they still go with the flush? And one thing I noticed about you is that you appear to be the type of individual that even if somebody is in the air when you decide to go, you still go and let it be. How did you develop that type of mantra about yourself to be able to attack the basket with that type of reckless abandonment no matter what?
It's crazy because I used to shy away, but then it got so bad to where I trained that a lot. Like my coaches taught me to just go straight up. They said if I rise my knee, he'll eventually get out the way into the paint. So I just learned to just go straight up. They're either gonna foul me or I'll make the basket and get an and one. So I just developed the ability to just go straight up. Now.
Okay, and now talk to me a little bit about that outside shot. I mean, when we first came out of the gate, it was like back to back to.
Yeah.
You're on fire, you know what I mean? So talk to us about that shot as well.
I just since I'm tall and have like long arms, I have the ability to shoot over defenders. It's just something I always worked on. Like I always worked on my jump shot, catch and shooting. It's just something I always worked on. Because during football, I don't want to overwork when I'm still. It's just something I worked on, just kept shooting and shooting,
Yeah. So now open up a little bit. Talk to me about some of the competition that you have faced. You can talk to me teams and players, but more so players. Some of the stiffest competition you had to go against that's out there, and that you have an appreciation and fond for as well.
Well, it's probably obvious, but the most confident was Andre Jackson. He's just a good player, man. But we went at it. He gave me buckets. I gave him. But team-wise, Albany Academy was a good team. I'm in a section where there's a couple good teams. I think Middletown was a good team. Kingston definitely had they have a big three players. We were down 25-2, I believe, and we went down in the half. I think we were down 12, and then we outscored them. I think 48-6, and we ended up winning. Just that was a crazy game.
Wow, that sounds crazy. That sounds crazy. Now, real quickly, you talked about Andre Jackson. Talk to me a little bit about that of his game that you like.
He has a handle, he can keep it. He can keep his hand on the string. His jumping ability is just out the gym. He jumps out the gym, man, and he just has a stride. He's quick.
Like I said earlier, you averaged 14.4 points, 6.4 rebounds, 68 steals, 26 blocks, 44 three-pointers you made. Tell me which one of those stats that you really cherish the most. You only can pick one. Now, which one did you really got? You're really proud of yourself with that one particular stat.
So I'm proud of the steals, man. The steals, defense.
Yeah. Yes.
Defense wins games.
So playing defense, what do you think makes a really good defensive player? Can you name 2 or 3 or maybe 4 things that makes a good defensive player?
In the NBA?
No. A defensive player, period. What makes a good defensive player in your eyes?
In my eyes, a good defensive player is someone who can play on-ball defense, who can anticipate the off-ball pass, his offense, and knows how to rotate. Oh, and communication.
I was about to say, don't forget communication. Good one. Okay, I'm going to transition to my last set of questions here. Then we're going to just flow after that. You recently were offered a scholarship from UAlbany. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what did the coaching staff, what did they see in you, man, when they talked to you about offering that scholarship, when they gave it to you? What did they appreciate most about you as a person or a ball player?
They appreciate. They seen that. They saw that I was a two-sport guy. So I was tough. I'm not weak. I'm not someone who get pushed around. They seen that I was tough. They seen I had a nice stroke on the ball. And I just don't force. I don't force it within the offense.
Yeah, I noticed that as well. Now, was it Coach Pelletier that got a hold of you, or was it the head coach, Coach Brown, that spoke to you mostly through the whole process?
Coach Pelletier.
Coach Pelletier. All right.
So I had to bring this up because when we were getting set for the Albany Academy game, for the Shenandoah game, my co-host looked over at your coaching staff His two assistant coaches, those guys look like they're no nonsense guys. So tell us their names, and then talk to us about those guys.
There's Coach Coop, who's a professional. He's a trainer too for basketball, and then there's Coach Terry. Coach Terry, he's a real like he'll kid around with you, but when it's time to go, it's time to go. Like, he's serious, you know. And he actually could have played, but then he had a career-ending injury. And Coach Coop, like he's like I said, he's a trainer, so he teaches us a lot of things in practice, like all the fundamentals. So we have a real good coaching staff. Like, practices are always competitive. They're always serious. Like, we're always paying attention, you know.
Okay, well, that brings us to the next question. Give you a chance to, talk about your head coach, Coach Brown.
No, Coach Dino.
I'm sorry.
Coach Brown is the old.
Coach Dino, I'm sorry, yes.
Yeah, Coach Dino, he's a good guy, man. He cares about his players. He teaches us, he doesn't teach us just anything. He teaches us to learn. We have game plans every week for teams that we're going to play. He's a good coach.
My last question really was, how are you dealing with everything amid the COVID virus and everything? And and furthermore, how have you kind of stayed mentally, physically prepared and all those things?
This pandemic gives me a lot of time, because where I'm from, I know there's not kids doing what I do. So, like, I wake up, right, and then I just go work out. Like, I don't have to shoot a ball. I can work on my handles, and I work on, like, my body, like flipping tires, working on my jumping, all that. I know there's kids where I'm from, there's not kids doing what I'm doing. So I know I'm gonna pull away soon. So.
Oh, awesome.
Now I got one question too. You dropped 28, 27 points against Academy, man. And you already said that's one of the highlights of your game. And I believe you might have mentioned somewhere in an article somewhere that I thought I read that you felt that was a breakout game for you, where you really got noticed by a lot of people. And I was happy to be there to witness it, because you are a solid player, man. And the upside is just tremendous. And we're going to try to get to see you a little more. This COVID thing might be really hard for us to see you, because they might cut down the travel.
Yeah, no.
Schools going, through different sections. So we might not get a chance to see you, but we got some footage on you anyway, and we know who you are. But before we go, tell me the park in your neighborhood that you got to go to get a good run. What's the name of that park where people get it in at?
Well, we have a nice field and we have a track, so people usually go there to run, or. No. I mean the park that everybody goes to. That this is this. Got you. I said it right. I feel you. Yeah, probably the rec. The Newburgh Recreation Center.
Okay. That's what all the talent goes
over there. Like,
that's where the Newburgh players are made, Coach. That's what he's saying right now.
Basically, that or yeah, probably.
Okay. All right, Coach. You got any more for this young fella?
No, I think I'm all set. It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure sitting down, talking to him. It was a great interview, and we definitely wish you the best in your future endeavors and what you got coming to you.
Well, it was a pleasure, like Coach said, to have you on, man. Outstanding individual, student, athlete. You exemplify every phrase, every ounce of that phrase right there, man. A 3.2 is nothing to sneeze at, nothing to be disappointed about. And I love and I appreciate how you feel you can do better, man. And you're making your parents proud, man. Your mom, I'm sure, is just so happy to have an outstanding athlete and a superb student, man. So keep making her proud, making your pops proud, making your grandma, making your cousins, making your neighborhood proud, man. You're doing it for the people. You know what I mean? So just keep focused and don't get distracted by none of the nonsense that goes on out here, man. Just keep on that path, man. All right, this is Umoja TWO TV. We're signing out. We had Amarri Tice from Newburgh Free Academy, the Go Backs, outstanding player. We hope to see him